Join in on your sofa, join in on your chair. You can fidget all you want, join in anywhere. Adventures abound, treasure to be found, wishes come true. We'll tell you a story. Will you tell us one too? Fidget story. Bird's Nest, Billy.
Hello. Our story today is called Bird's Nest, Billy. Billy was a little boy with a big brother called Bo. Both Billy and Bo had curly hair. Big, curly hair which their mum said looked like a bird's nest. They were the best of brothers. They would play together all day, every day. They would play skills and they would play adventures. One day, after Bo had been out with their mum, he looked very different. Bo's big, curly bird's nest hair was gone. "You look weird," said Billy. "Big boys need to look smart for starting school. My new teacher, Mr. Fox, says so," replied Bo. The next day, Bo went to school. Billy tried playing on his own. Billy tried playing skills and adventures on his own. But it wasn't the same. "I wish I wasn't on my own. I wish, I wish, I wish." And Billy's words flew around the room, out of the bedroom window, over the treetops, and up, up into the wide blue sky. And then Billy heard a sound. Where was it coming from? Billy scratched his head. And out of his big, curly bird's nest hair chirped a little bird. The little bird had shiny blue feathers and a long tail. The bird shimmered and swooped around Billy's bedroom. The bird told Billy he could have 3 magic wishes. Billy thought long and hard. What did he want to do? Where did he want to go? "Got it," said Billy. And Billy did as the bird said. He closed his eyes tight shut and said, "I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish I could go to school." There was a whooshing sound and Billy opened his eyes. His bedroom had disappeared. He was in a classroom. Mr. Fox leapt and twirled into the room. He had pointy ears sticking out of his tweed hat and a long face with a neat smile. He held a small stick for pointing and keeping time. Mr. Fox did, in fact, look rather like a fox, just as Billy had imagined. A graceful, leaping, pirouetting, dancing fox. "Oh, hello, young man. Who do we have here?" said Mr. Fox. "Billy," said Billy, feeling suddenly a bit shy. "Ah, Billy, welcome. Are you ready for some education?" Yes," replied Billy. "Splendid. Just join in and you'll soon be on point." Mr. Fox pointed his toes, twirled over to the classroom clock and tapped it with his stick. The clock hands whirled round. "Story time," announced Mr. Fox. He read a brilliant story about an elephant who wanted to be a ballet dancer. When it was finished, everyone tried the moves. Jeté, arabesque, pirouette. Mr. Fox leapt over to the clock. Tap, tap. The clock hands whirled around. "Picture time," announced Mr. Fox, and everyone started to paint. "Think your favourite colours and the art will flow." "Exquisite, precise, clean lines, exclaimed Mr. Fox. He sprang over to the clock. Tap, tap, whirl. Singing time! Mr. Fox threw his arms wide and sang, la, la, la. And everyone joined in. You really are a class of virtuosos, said Mr. Fox, and danced over to the clock. Tap, tap, whirl. Ah, home time, said Mr. Fox. But before we go, Billy, for your participation, your aspiration, and your concentration, you shall be awarded the Étoile d'Or. And Mr. Fox stuck a big gold star on Billy's t-shirt. The bird chirped and hopped out of Billy's hair. Mr. Fox and the class waved, and then they vanished, and Billy was back in his bedroom. I went to school, said Billy, like Bo and big children. Can I do another one, please? Billy closed his eyes tight shut and said, I wish, I wish, I wish. I wish I was big. I wish I was the biggest boy in the world. Whoosh! Billy opened his eyes. He felt a tingling feeling in his arms and legs. Both of Billy's arms were growing. Bzzz! One arm reached down to the floor. Bzzz! The other arm reached down to the floor, and then his legs grew. Bzzz! Bzzz! He was growing up to the ceiling of the bedroom. The roof opened, and with one final bzzz, Billy grew up and out of the top of the house. I'm bigger than the house. I'm bigger than the trees. I'm so big I can see for miles. I could jump over that school. I'm so big. And so he did. He jumped over the school and landed in the playing field. Then he jumped over the supermarket and landed in the big park on the edge of town. In the big park, there was a red and yellow tent. Billy heard someone crying inside the tent. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo! Oh, no! Oh, what to do? Sobbed the person. Are you okay? Asked Billy. It's a disaster, me old China. What am I going to do? Boo-hoo-hoo! Maybe I can help you, said Billy. Hang on a minute. Who are you? And the person popped his head outside the tent. He looked up and up and up and up. Oh my, he said. I can hardly Adam and Eve me own mince pies. You are really very big. I'm Billy, said Billy. I'm the biggest boy in the world. Well, blow me down with a feather. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Billy. I'm Wilf Warburton, circus stage manager of Mr. Fantastico's Fantabulous Circus. It's my job to make sure every show is bang up to an elephant. An elephant, said Billy. But Wilf had just remembered why he was crying, and as he remembered, he started again. Oh me, oh my, boo-hoo, oh what to do? Wilf cried and cried. Why are you crying? Said Billy. Oh, Billy, all the acts have left. The clowns broke their funny bones and then the acrobats got the wobbles. The human cannonball has been fired and now the elephants have packed their trunks and said goodbye to the circus. There can't be a show without any acts. They've all got special skills, cried Wilf. Skills, said Billy. I can do skills. Look. And he showed Wilf his best balance, and then his best dance, and then told him his best joke. All of which were extra impressive now he was the biggest boy in the world. I'll do your show. So, Wilf dried his eyes and set up for the big show. When the audience were in and the music started, Mr. Fantastico's voice boomed.
Welcome, one and all, to Mr. Fantastico's world-famous Fantabulous Circus. And now, he is as long as a piece of string, as big as a bonfire, the tallest story you've ever heard, the record-breaking Billy, the biggest boy in the world.
And, right on cue, Billy lifted the top of the tent off so everyone inside could see him. The biggest boy in the world. The audience gasped. Billy gulped. Everyone was looking at him. Wilf gave him a thumbs up, and Billy did his best balance. The audience ah. Billy did his best dance. The audience oohed. Billy told his best joke, and the audience laughed and laughed and laughed. And then they clapped and threw flowers and clapped some more. Billy did a bow. "You saved the day, Billy. I can't thank you enough," said Wilf. The bird chirped and hopped out of Billy's hair. Wilf, Mr. Fantastico, and the audience waved and then vanished, and Billy was back in his bedroom, back to his size. "I loved being big. I loved the circus," said Billy. Billy thought very carefully. One last wish. He closed his eyes tight shut and said, "I wish, I wish, I wish. I wish for an adventure." Whoosh! And then another noise. A train? Billy opened his eyes. He was on top of a speeding train. A man appeared. He wore a hat and a bag over his shoulder, and people were chasing him along the top of the train. "There's only one thing for it, kid," said the man. "We'll have to jump." "Go!" Okay, said Billy, and they jumped. Oof! They landed in the undergrowth. "I'm Mitch, Michigan," said the man. "I'm on an adventure." "Who was chasing you? Was it pirates?" asked Billy. "Worse, archaeologists." "They want this," said Mitch, and he took a shiny golden egg and a map out of his bag. "But we need to get it back where it came from. The entrance is around here somewhere." He turned the map upside down. Let me try," said Billy, turning the map around. "It's this way," he said, and led Mitch through the dense undergrowth, along a thin ledge and over a wobbly rope bridge until they found the hidden entrance. "Through here," said Billy, and they made their way down a damp, dark tunnel until they reached an ancient underground temple. "Wow! Ow, ow, ow," said Billy. "The stuff of legends, legends, said Mitch, and pointed to a big stone nest. "That's where this belongs. We have to put it back without setting off any booby traps," said Mitch. "I can do it," said Billy. He took a deep breath and tiptoed up to the nest and very, very carefully placed the golden egg back where it should be. "I've done it," whispered Billy. "Top work, kid!" shouted Mitch. "What's that noise?" asked Billy, as a low, rumbling, bubbling sound started. "Larva!" said Mitch. "This way!" cried Billy, and they fled back to the tunnel and crawled as fast as they could crawl. They ran as fast as they could run along the wobbly rope bridge. They edged as fast as they could edge along the ledge. And they ducked and dived back through the undergrowth to safety. "Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you, kid, wheezed Mitch. The bird chirped out of Billy's hair. Mitch waved and then vanished, and Billy was back in his bedroom. That was brilliant, said Billy. Thank you for my wishes. And the beautiful bird flew away to find the next person who needed wishes. Just then, Bo came home from school. He told Billy all about his day and then asked, "What have you been doing on your own, Billy?" "Well," said Billy. He had a lot to tell his big brother. And that's where we're going to leave our story today. If the magic bird visited you, what adventures would you wish for? In our story, Bird's Nest Billy, Billy wished for an adventure. I bet you have lots of ideas for adventures you could have. I'd like to hear about these adventures and join them together to make our next story. If you'd like to be part of the next story, here's what to do. Number 1, draw an adventure map. Decide where you need to go to return the treasure and what you might need to do to get there. Ours looks like this. Number 2, go on your imaginative adventure at home. Are you going to crawl through a dark, damp tunnel, balance along a rickety rope bridge, or leap over stepping stones to escape fast-flowing lava? Number 3, tell me about your adventure. This can be a photo or a short film clip. Ask your grown-up to help you and send it to us so we can make our next story. I can't wait to hear your adventures. Goodbye.
Fidget.